Capricorn, March is all about forgiveness. Whether you need to seek forgiveness from someone or you need to be receptive to accepting an apology. Forgiveness is going to be a thing for you this month, but there's good news. I feel like in learning to forgive or allowing someone to be forgiven, it's going to open doors to opportunities that you can't even imagine. Want to find out more? Keep watching and I'll tell you all about it. What's up, Capricorn? It's your girl Mel of Divine Feminine Works, and as always, I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. This channel is everything tarot, astrology, and spirituality. So if those are the things that interest you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you'll always be notified when I come out with new content. All right, Caps, this is going to be the Astro Forecast and Taroscope for you for the month of March 2021. I have to say out the gate, I really like the astrology of this month because it's chill. It's such a welcome relief from all of the crazy planetary energy and retrogrades that we've been experiencing in the past. I feel like when we go through retrogrades and a lot of harsh aspects, it's almost like in order to get forward, you've got to take 10 steps back. Well, with all of the planets going direct, no retrograde energy, and not really any crazy harsh aspects, I feel like we're going to be able to move forward unbothered and uninterrupted, which I think is great. I don't know about you, but I'm really thankful for that. All right. So March is, Pisces season and Aries season. Pisces season is the end of the astrological year and Aries is the beginning. So it's like we go from alpha to omega, only to go from omega to alpha. So it's all about cycles. And so Pisces season is about wrapping things up, particularly when it comes to our emotions. Pisces is known as the dustpan of the zodiac. It's the last sign of the zodiac, and it sort of sweeps every little remnant of things left over from all of the other 11 signs sort of gets swept into Pisces. So Pisces is all about tying loose ends. It's about getting your emotions in order. It's about doing that work and processing certain things, particularly things that have happened in the past, so that once Aries season hits, you sort of have a fresh start, a clean slate, a new beginning, and to be reborn. So that's sort of where we're at right now with March. And so for you, Cap, March has a very heavy emphasis on your third house of communication and ideas and your fourth house of home and domestic affairs. So let's talk about your third house first, because that is the house that's going to be lit during Pisces season. So the third house is all about communication and ideas. It's also about your immediate neighborhood, and it's also about your siblings and your extended family members. Pisces as a sign generally concerns itself with unconditional love, with feelings, emotions, intuition, and being of service to others in a very selfless way. It's like giving of your heart, okay? And so when it comes to Pisces season, while the sun is still in Pisces for you, Capricorn, I feel like that is sort of the energy with which you're going to approach your siblings, your neighbors, your immediate vicinity. I feel like you're going to be more of service to the people who are immediately around you. I also feel like when it comes to a lot of your thoughts are going to be centered on more love, emotions, intuition, etc. I also feel like charity work may be a thing for you during Pisces season, at least until Pisces season concludes on March 20th. But those are the kind of things that Pisces season brings for you. And that's sort of the energy that you have at the beginning of the month. Now on March 20th, when the sun moves into Aries, it's going to light up your fourth house of home and domestic affairs. And at that time, I see you guys definitely starting new projects at home, maybe forging, maybe doing new things with close family members. Some of you may be researching your lineage. Others of you may be delving into real estate, maybe purchasing new property, undergoing some new real estate projects. Aries is all about initiation and starting, being that it is the start of the zodiac. It's the first sign of the zodiac. So I feel like come Aries season, you guys are going to want to start new things related to home and property. All right, so that's sort of how the sun plays out this month of March. Now let's get to the moon. So we have a new moon in the sign of Pisces on March 13th, and we've got a full moon in the sign of Libra on March 28th. So let's talk about the new moon first. The new moon, again, is happening on March 13th, which is in the sign of Pisces, which is your third house of communication and ideas. New moons are all about setting new intentions and planting new seeds. So for you, Capricorn, I feel like if there is a project that you have in your immediate vicinity, in your neighborhood, in your community, you're going to see some of those projects start up. You may want to start up some of those projects. Some of you may want to initiate communication with certain people. Others of you may want to start something with siblings or extended family members. All of that stuff is sort of fair game for the new moon happening in Pisces. Now, this new moon is going to be very dreamy and imaginative. So let your mind wander when it comes to whatever it is that you want to start, whatever goals you want to set. Think big and dream big. All right. So now let's move to the full moon, which is going down on March 28th in the sign of Libra. And this is happening in your 10th house of career and public life. I smile because the 10th house, Capricorn loves the 10th house. The 10th house is all about status. It's all about recognition. It's all about your career and stuff like that. And so that's where this full moon is going down. Now, full moons do either one of two things. One, they may show the culmination of seeds planted during the previous new moon. So think back to 6 months ago of the Libra new moon, which was also going down in your 10th house. Maybe at that time you started a new career path. Maybe you started your own business. Maybe you tried to make moves within your career to elevate yourself, get more status, get more money. You know the deal. So now at the Libra full moon, you may see the culmination of all of this. So whatever progress has been made, the full moon is going to show this to you on March 28th, thereabout, okay? The other way that this full moon plays out is that I don't know why I just paused like that for a second, but the other way that this full moon may play out is that it may uncover things that have been hidden for a while. And being that this is going down in your career sector, your career arena, it's going to have to do with your career. Particularly because this full moon is going down in Libra, it's going to highlight any imbalances that you've been experiencing. So you may have been experiencing a dichotomy between your public life and your private life. And I feel like this full moon is going to exacerbate that imbalance in order for you to recognize it, address it, and process it. So if anything comes up that's maybe uncomfortable with this full moon, the point of which is to set the scales back in balance. So keep that in mind. And again, that's going down on March 28th. All right. Sorry, my nose is itching like crazy. Moving right along, let's talk about Mars, because back on March 3rd, Mars made its way into the sign of Gemini, and this happened in your 6th house of work and health. So Mars in Gemini is very active. It's multitasking. It's sort of all over the place, starting a whole bunch of new projects. And because this is going down in your 6th house, I feel like you guys were starting a lot of new work projects. You guys may have been starting a new diet, a new health regimen, but I feel like you guys are going to be trying to do a million things at once with respect to that sector of your life. Now, Mars in Gemini is great for starting things, but not finishing things. So you might be leaving a whole trail of unfinished projects in your path. So the best advice is sort of try to rein things in, try to have focus on at least maybe a couple of things that you could actually develop going forward. Because there's nothing worse than wanting to lose weight, wanting to get more healthy, and for a little while you're really on it and then you just drop it. I feel like that is sort of the energy of Mars in Gemini. So keep that in mind going forward. If you want anything to stick, you're definitely going to have to put in some effort to be focused on it. And speaking of focus, when I was shuffling and getting ready for your reading, I was so clear. My mind was so clear and so focused. I had clarity of mind and laser sharp focus. So I feel like for you, Capricorn, if this doesn't relate to work and health, there's going to be something this month that you are going to be super duper focused on. You're going to have like a laser-like focus when it comes to this. So that's a side note. I'll probably get to more of that in the tarot section, but I just wanted to let you know that while it became relevant right now. Okay. All right. So moving right along, we have Mercury. So on March 15th, Mercury is going to make its way into Pisces, which is your third house of communication and ideas. Mercury is in detriment in Pisces. It's very uncomfortable there because Mercury is very logical, very direct, all about communication, clarity of thought, etc. But when it's in Pisces, instead of thinking, you're geared more towards feeling, especially listening to your intuition. So communication becomes very flowery. It's almost like you find it difficult to express how you feel. You may even find it difficult just to speak clearly and directly because everything is so over the top, fantastical, very dreamlike. So communication may be a little difficult while Mercury is in Pisces. And being that this is going down in your third house of communication and ideas, I feel like this is especially going to hit you very hard. The good thing is that, especially when it comes to communication with siblings, when it comes to communication with neighbors, you're going to be able to forge more emotional bonds because you're going to be able to speak from your heart and speak from an emotional place more so than a logical and intellectual place. So on the one hand, that's a good thing. On the other hand, it could be a very frustrating transit. Other than that, you're going to want to make decisions based on your intuition. And while that may not be how you usually roll, Capricorn, I think that this month it'll really behoove you to do so because your intuition definitely won't steer you wrong. And Mercury in Pisces is all about the intuition. So keep that in mind as you move through the month. And then finally, I want to talk about Venus. Venus is going to make her way into Aries on March 21st. And this is going to be in your fourth house of home and domestic affairs. So I feel like your relationship with close family members, which is like your parents and your grandparents, that's going to be highlighted once Venus moves into Aries. Now, the thing with Venus in Aries is that it's very blunt and it's very direct. It's not very lovey-dovey. It's also not very prone to saying sorry or being accommodating. Venus in Aries can be very headstrong and can be very self-centered. So keep that in mind. That sort of energy may cause conflict at home. So you want to be mindful of that. On a good note, though, Venus in Aries will sort of allow you to sort of move forward without dwelling on the past. So I feel like when it comes to family members, if you've been having strife with family members in the past, I feel like Venus in Aries will sort of get you to bury the hatchet and move on quickly. Now, while that may be a good thing, it might not be a good thing because it may cause you to sweep things under the rug or really not address certain things that happened in the past, but at least it can give you more harmony at home, which I think is very important. All right, Capricorn, that has been the Astro Forecast for you for the month of March 2021. If you'd like to know more about what March has in store for you, I will leave the link to the March monthly and weekly horoscopes in the description box below. So don't forget to check those out and read for your sun, moon, and rising sign. So now that we've gotten the astrology out of the way, let's get into the tarot and see what messages Spirit has for you for this month. All right, Capricorn, you already know the deal. We start out with the oracle cards for an overarching message, and then we circle back in with the tarot for more specific stuff. So without further ado, let's get into it. First card out we have is growth. All right, cool. This means that you're growing. This means that you're expanding. Something is enlarging. Interesting. I feel like this may have to do with some sort of development of something because it's cyclical. It's cyclical and it's something that's been in the works for a while. So let's see what this has to do with. Okay. Then we've got forgiveness. And what number is this? This is 38, which reduces to 11, which reduces to a 2. Some of you are like struggling to make a choice with respect to forgiveness. Either someone has approached you with respect to forgiveness and you want to decide if you still want to move forward with this person or not, or you're deciding if you should apologize to someone and ask someone for forgiveness. Okay, let's keep it moving. All right, we've got opportunity, and with all of this gold, this seems like a very an opportunity that's of the material nature, which I know y'all love. So yeah, there's an opportunity. Perhaps there's an opportunity for forgiveness with someone. Yeah, I get the sense that there's an opportunity for forgiveness, which could further, like, it could help you develop, like, your personal development. You can grow as a person, mature as a person. Maybe this forgiveness will allow a relationship to grow and develop. Let's get some more cards out here and see what this all has to do with. Okay. First card out we have is 8 of Wands. This directly corresponds to growth. See how they kind of very similar in their depictions? Something is growing and expanding rapidly is what I'm hearing. All right, let's some more cards out here. Okay, we've got Page of Pentacles. Something is in the beginning stages. Okay, this could be a material like a 3D endeavor, or you're learning something, but you're at the very beginning stages of it. Could also be a message of something material. But again, let's get some more cards out here and see what this is about. Okay, we've got the Devil. This is you. Not saying that you're the devil, but the Devil is the Capricorn card. So you're showing up to your reading. You've got your hand out for some reason. I think maybe some of you are willing to forgive somebody right now. Maybe someone who did you wrong. Well, obviously they had to have done something wrong if they're seeking forgiveness, right? And then we've got 4 of Wands, which speaks of like a happy home. And with the your fourth house being lit during Aries season, perhaps this forgiveness has to do with a family member. Remember how I said before, when Venus goes into Aries, Venus is not very much concerned about dwelling on the past. It's almost like, let's bury the hatchet and move forward. I feel like that is going to be very true for some of you this month when it comes to a close family member. See, you've got your hand out. Like, all right, I'm ready to forgive you. So some of you are going to be forgiving a family member this month. Or vice versa. A family member is going to be forgiving you. Okay, let's get 3 more cards out here from this deck. All right, 1 more. Perfect. All right, we've got the 2 of Cups. This speaks of togetherness, like you can see. We've got the High Priestess, which is all about intuition. I'm also getting with this card a matriarch, like a matriarch in your family, someone who mature, older, very intuitive. And then we've got the 9 of Pentacles, which speaks of abundance. Yeah, on a side note, it's like some of you are definitely, there is a monetary opportunity that's going to be presenting itself that looks very good. It's going to have you sitting very pretty monetarily speaking. I feel like that's a separate message. But for some of you, I'm getting like sibling or family member, but I feel like this may be a feminine sibling or family member where you may be forgiving each other, where you may, like I said, bury the hatchet, come back together. It's almost like you may have gotten into an argument that was silly, or it was sort of like an immature sort of argument is what I'm getting. And both of you are sort of learning how to be the big person, or either one of you is learning how to be the bigger person or big person and apologize. And it shows your growth. Some of you, I feel like this growth it's almost like you're going to get rewarded. So I'm not saying that as a direct cause, as a direct result of you forgiving someone or someone forgiving you, you're going to get like money. But I feel like this growth, this personal growth, learning how to forgive, being receptive to forgiveness is going to open the door to an opportunity that could lead to money, if that makes any sense. But I do sense that someone was being immature. This could, whatever situation you had, whatever argument you had, whatever strife there was, it could have been around money. Could have been around money. All right, let's get some clarification cards out here. I want to clarify this Page of Pentacles. Let's see what that's about first. Okay. We've got community. So this to me, and you see this is like a father, a mother, and a son. So this is definitely giving me family vibes. So definitely a family argument, family scuffle, something like that. But look at the look on their faces. They look happy. So I definitely feel like a resolution is in the works. A resolution may arise this month between you and family members, particularly with you and your parents, specifically a mother who could be a water sign, who could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Okay. Could have had to do with money, but I'll clarify and see if that's the case. All right. Let me get one on you. Let me get one on this Devil card. Main male. All right. This lets me know that this is you. Not that you are a male. It's just that this is letting me know that this is about you. So yes, this Devil card here is about you. Okay. I want to get one of this Nine of Pentacles. Why is this Nine of Pentacles here? Ooh, look at this. You got to love this. Sudden wealth. And again, it's not like, okay, I don't want you to think, all right, let me apologize to this person because Mel said if I do, I'm going to get paid or I'm going to get some opportunity. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is that by apologizing, by being receptive to an apology, you're going to level up in terms of your personal development. And by leveling up in your personal development, it's going to open the door to opportunity. Okay? Don't just be apologizing to people for no superficial reason, thinking that you're going to get money out of it. All right, let's get one on this High Priestess. I'm interested to see what this is. What is this High Priestess card? Courtship. Okay, so some of you may have been like estranged from this person. I feel like you guys may have had whatever rift happened, it definitely put you guys at an emotional distance. And I feel like this month you guys can sort of get back together. Venus in Aries is very much about courtship. It's not about commitment. And if we're talking about family, it's not that you're like not committed to family because you're always going to have family, right? But it's going to be more so when you start to come back together, it's like you're not going to be all like, okay, completely forgive and forget. Let's go back to how things used to be, or having some sort of very, very deep relation with each other. I feel like it's just going to be the start of something, the start of something new. This relationship coming back together, it's going to be light. It's not going to be very intense. I hope I'm making sense because that's how it's coming to me. It'll be stable. I feel like this relationship is going to be stable moving forward, but it's going to be kind of light. Like, I want you to look at how these people look. Like, he's giving her attention and she sort of turned away. Whoever is the forgiving person, so whoever in this scenario is going to be doing the forgiving or going to ask for forgiveness, I feel like the person that you're approaching is going to be a little hesitant about it. I don't think that they're just going to welcome you with open arms. I think it's going to be, all right, so let's sit down and talk about this. All right. It's not going to be like, oh, can you forgive me? A person is like, okay, no, it's going to be a little bit of a back and forth. Let's just say that. But it'll ultimately end well, which is the most important thing of all. Having it end well is ultimately what you want. Okay, so keep that in mind. At the bottom of the deck, we've got Journey. So it's like it's a renewal of this relationship. And again, if we're talking about family, it's not like relationships, like romantic relationships or even friendships where you may fall out with somebody and then all of a sudden you're like committed. You know, family is forever for the most part. But it's more so about you're embarking on a new journey, a new cycle with this person where you, the other person, or both of you have grown, if that makes any sense. All right, let's get some astrology cards on this reading to close it out. Oh, interesting. First card out we've got is Pluto, which is transformation. So it's a new cycle with this family member. Again, family is forever. But it may have been a situation where you or the other person completely cut somebody off and you may not have been talking to them for a long time. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be a close family member. This could be an extended family member also, because you've got third house and fourth house emphasis this month. So this could be a sibling. This could be a cousin. This could be an aunt and uncle, parent, grandparent. It runs the gamut when we're talking about your family. But I get this sense that this energy of strife, this energy of being at an emotional distance from each other is now over. And now someone's going to be the bigger person. Someone is going to apologize, and it's going to open the door to a renewal of this relationship. It's like a death and rebirth in a sense. Okay, let's get 2 more cards out here. That's 3, but I'll take them. We've got Sagittarius, it says the Voyager. So some of you, this may have to deal with a Sagittarius. Others of you, I feel like this speaks to the growth. The growth is sort of, some of you, whatever the reason was for the strife or for the argument or whatever, you're being able, by forgiving, you're being able to look outside of yourself. You're growing, you're expanding as a person. And it's not just about you thinking about yourself, what you need or what the other person didn't do. You're sort of growing and maturing, if that makes any sense. Then we've got first house of self. This is definitely geared towards your personal development. I think I've talked about that enough, about how you're leveling up in terms of your personal development by being able to forgive or being receptive to an apology. And then we have sixth house. Sixth house is all about work and health. It's all about ritual. That says work, details, health, well-being, diet. Well-being is what's standing out to me. And this is the well-being of your familial relationships. I think that those are growing. I think that those are expanding. I think that they're getting healthier, particularly, again, with you being able to forgive, perhaps even forget to a certain extent, but forgive and move on. I think that this month can be really good for you. Again, doing this inner work, doing this personal work is actually going to open the door for more opportunities for you where you can get paid. And being paid, I'm not even talking about money. It's sort of about emotional wealth as well. You definitely shouldn't overlook that, because that's a very important thing. You can't be materially wealthy and be emotionally poor. The two do not go well together. You want to be healthy and abundant on all levels, on all playing fields. So I feel like this month in particular, Capricorn, is going to help you get emotionally healthy and abundant. All right, Capricorn, that has been your astro forecast and tarot scope for the month of March 2021. I sincerely hope that you were able to get at least one important message from this reading. Speaking of readings, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me or order an astrology report, those links are in the description box below, so don't forget to check those out. And while you're checking things out, don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Divine Feminine Works. Every week I do a series called The Week Ahead, where I do a quick and dirty tarot reading, as well as a quick and dirty astro forecast for the upcoming week. So follow me there so you don't miss any of that. Capricorn, my loves, as always, everything I do from the bottom of my heart. If you feel so inclined and would like to tip me by buying me a coffee, and tips are always greatly appreciated, I'll leave that link in the description box as well. Capricorn, as always, it is a privilege and an honor to read for you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys next time.